I'm going to say something I had no intention of saying, and honestly, I never thought I would even think this. And I'm not sure, I'm sure a small percentage of you have ever even thought this. And I don't even know, and I'm not trying to influence you because I don't think I'll sway you in any way, but my job is to be intellectually honest, so I'm doing that. And let me set it up this way. I don't like to do this on a show as use somebody else's audio or video or whatever, but it helps set this up, I think. I'm going to set it up this way with comments by Jay Glazer of Fox Sports. I assume he made these comments this past weekend. Pre or post game, doesn't really matter. He's on the Fox NFL show, and it's a good setup for where I'm going, and I never thought I would be here.
It's about the Dallas Cowboys. All right, you only have a couple times in life you really get to find out who you are. And I think a lot of people in the Cowboys did with, obviously, the tragedy they just went through with Marshawn Kneeland. And the way they came together, the way they leaned into each other, the way they lifted each other up, you could see it, how they're playing, right? They came together with this. So impressive from Brian Schottenheimer, from those players in there, from Dak, from the leaders in there. They are lifting each other up. And the other thing I'll say, right, is that Micah Parsons trade. Everybody thought Dallas was crazy for it at first. But this is the type of trade that ended up helping both these teams. It was a win-win, right? Packers, they're using him great, and he's great for that locker room. And what they've been able to use with some of their capital to get it like a Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark and people like that is exactly what Dallas was looking for, too.
Okay, here it comes. And honestly, it's not fun because it's fun and almost always justified to rip Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Kind of a good time, right? And this will produce, I guess, plenty of backlash. And I admit right away, this could all seemingly blow up at any moment because, it's the Dallas Cowboys. But if you take, I'm laughing at myself from, I told you it's just intellectually honest. But if you take, and I know it's hard to do because the face of the Cowboys is not a superstar quarterback or a defensive tackle. The face of the Cowboys, and the reason I think, feel free to disagree, the reason why I think people despise them is because Jerry Jones is the face of the Cowboys. He's an easy face, an old wrinkled face that's easy to dislike. He is over the top. He's an over the top narcissist. And so that's how it makes them easy to hate. But if you take him out of the equation, which is weird to do, and I know that's saying a lot, but this Dallas Cowboys team, its quarterback, its star receivers, it's ridiculously, you have to admit this, ridiculously good offensive line. It's no-name running backs. And it's true, they're it. It's out-of-this-world field goal kicker. It's quirky head coach. Are you ready for it? They're likable. I don't like to like a team. I don't think you, maybe you want to like a team. Has anyone ever said that? I've never said that. In the modern era, has anyone ever said the Dallas Cowboys have become likable? And the answer is no, of course, because they've never been likable. But in a world, here's the thing, and this is why I think we have to back up a little bit, check ourselves. But in a world of over-the-top hot takes, everybody's trying to one-up each other to rip someone. And Dallas is easy to rip. There's plenty there. I've done it for months. Teams usually deserve to be ripped. But we probably should take a moment and admire and like what this Dallas team is pulling off. Because I think I might be a little ahead of the curve here, but they beat Detroit. They are the story of the NFL. They're the story of the NFL. Okay, let me make them likable or help reinforce them being likable. If you look at this Cowboys story and you look at the cast of characters and appreciate what they're doing, yes, they have a crazy, narcissistic owner who sucks up all of the oxygen. Okay? The crazy, narcissistic owner got rid of their best defensive player. and made the franchise look silly and himself look stupid along the way. Their injury-prone quarterback is one of the most, and has been one of the most maligned players in the NFL. I've joked for a few years, you want to blame him for everything. They hire a goofy coach who had never been a head coach in his life. And by all appearances, he got the job, and I don't think anyone's disputing this. He got the job because he appeared to be a yes man to the narcissistic owner. They traded, I'm just setting it all up, they traded for a wide receiver who's been a talented, full-on nutcase for most of his career. No disagreement there. The defense is the worst in football, or one of the two worst in all of football. And we just keep laughing at them. We keep laughing at their dysfunction, myself included. And it's easy to point out all of that dysfunction and then add to it one of the best young, likable players with a bright future for the Cowboys kills himself midseason in tragic set of circumstances. And if you think all that put together, and it is true, don't tell me these things are not true. Everything I just laid out is true. You think about all that and take a look at what this Dallas team is pulling off. I mean, I probably left out some issues. The Cowboys, I'm going to just say it, are likable for the first time maybe ever. And I have a yes, but, of course. But can we agree, at least for now, the characters not named Jerry Jones are a cool, quirky, talented, ridiculously talented, far more talented than we realized, fun to watch and likable team. Yeah, I said likable. I mean, the Cowboys are always must-watch for all the wrong reasons. I'm thinking now, to be honest, they're kind of must-watch for all the right reasons. Everybody not named Jones is becoming a great story. Everyone not named Jones is becoming a very likable character in the sport. Everyone not named Jones is easy to admire what they're pulling off, and they're not done yet. This underdog version of the Cowboys has come back from laughable status, wasn't long ago, to one of the great turnaround stories you're going to see. Let's walk through this. Tell me if you disagree, that's fine. This version of the Cowboys has a stable, disciplined, unshakable, and admirable dude at quarterback who is playing at the highest level in all of football. Dak Prescott is off the charts good right now, and that's not debatable, and every single number backs it up. But also what I just said, the guy is unshakable. No one else could work for the Cowboys like this guy. He is ridiculously disciplined. This version of the Cowboys, think of this though, okay? This version of the Cowboys has a quirky, goofy, it's fair to say, and complete nobody head coach who cries, for whatever reason, he seems to cry a lot. He has put together one of the best offenses in the NFL. That's Brian Schottenheimer. We laughed at him. I did. We knew why he got the job. But look at the dude now. This version of the Cowboys, the one I think is must-see for likable reasons, has the best duo of receivers that are taking over games. These two guys take over an entire game, and one of whom, George Pickens, was such a pain-in-the-ass diva that he was going to be run out of the league, and he is now the most dynamic receiver in the sport who plays his ass off. It's a team, this Cowboys team, that pulled off the biggest comeback of the year, biggest comeback in franchise history. And at halftime against the Philadelphia Eagles, when everybody was already posting memes, the jokes were running wild. It's like a cast of characters, or we thought were kind of misfits, that are not only fun to watch, but they're easy, I think, for the first time ever, they're easy to root for. People who've hated them for generations. Now, you have to admit, this is an admirable turnaround and a good story. And remember, don't underestimate, it wasn't just a few weeks ago that a star young player killed himself in a horrible story. And look where they are. Okay? If they beat the Detroit Lions, and I kind of think they will, but you never know when they can implode. I get it. I mean, it's always out there. But if they were to beat the Detroit Lions, they would then be the NFC's number 8 seed. That would be the first team into the playoffs. They would be rapidly running down the Philadelphia Eagles. They beat the Detroit Lions, and they are instantly the story of the NFL. And I mean not the usual Cowboys story of the NFL, which is what we normally do, right? They're dysfunctional. Their owner's a nut job. Their coach is a doofus. Their quarterback is under... I mean, we all know the storylines. They're easy to tell. But they'll be the storyline this time for completely un-Cowboys-like reasons, because they're really good, really tough and resilient, and kind of likable. Yeah? I mean, if they beat Detroit, they will have succeeded in knocking off last year's Super Bowl teams as well as killing off. I think it kills off Detroit. And Detroit, man for man, and the Pro Bowl backs this up every year, Detroit is, man for man, the most talented roster in the NFL. I mean, they would win. They could conceivably end up winning 8 games in a row and win their division. I know that sounds crazy, and I know it sounds like crack, and I kind of feel weird even saying it. They might do the impossible and kind of be cool along the way in the way they're doing it. Now, of course, there's always a but. I mean, well, always. I've never been here before. Have you ever found yourself saying the Cowboys are kind of likable? It never happens. But there's a but, and I freely admit that I could rip them tomorrow. And the but to all this is, I stand by their quarterback is that great. I stand by their goofy coach is whatever he's doing with their offense. You can't fix their defense. Brian Schottenheimer, whatever he's doing with their offense is really impressive. How they put that offensive line together. George Pickens, who is typically a nutcase, is... I didn't think you'd see a receiver work harder and play harder than CeeDee Lamb, but he does it. Okay, so all those things are true. I might rip them tomorrow. And the but is, they can fall apart at a moment's notice. When you suck on defense, it can all come apart. I get it. That terrible defense can kill the vibe at any moment. But for now, okay? I mean... For all of us who take great joy in making fun of them and all the things that come with that and the storylines, I mean, can we admit, right? Can we admit for the first time probably ever for a lot of people that we are watching a fascinating, interesting, impressive, and yes, even likable turnaround? And there's no way you've ever said that before about the Dallas Cowboys. There are plenty of great stories out there, but not them. There's no way I thought I'd be saying any of this even 2 or 3 weeks ago. They're that good. They're that likable, except for the old guy. And even he's going to take a day. I'm telling you, they beat Detroit. We can start, you know what he's going to sound like. But you know he's going to say, I told you so. You know that dude he may ruin the whole vibe for all of us. He may make them unlikable all on his own. But he might have a chance to point back at all of us and say, see, you laughed at me. All those old man jokes. They beat Detroit, and there is no greater buzz in the NFL. Hey, here's a recommendation backed up by my own experience, a great experience. And that is, I've been a client of DJC Law, and I can tell you this. You're going to get 3 things with DJC Law. You'll notice it right away. The difference is you will get peace of mind. They will take care of every single detail perfectly, and you will get the result you deserve. If you're injured by the negligence of someone else, fighting with an insurance company for any reason, trust me when I tell you, you will need DJC Law. Dan Christensen and his team of attorneys have a remarkable track record. I've known Dan a long time. He's a military vet. He's board certified in civil trial law, and I've been a client. So you can trust them. You will get the result you deserve. Check out teamjustice.com, and you'll see thousands of 5-star reviews. The bottom line is, If you're in an accident, you need DJC Law. Contact them right away. 512-888-9999.